Hello boys and girls, welcome back to War in the East 2 versus Warmus, turn 10. So I thought I'd organize my streams after action reports with first an overview, so if you don't want to watch the entire rant and rambling for 20-30 minutes, you might just watch a couple of minutes where I try to make a quick overview. Then I'll go through the events of specific battles and sectors, and in the end I'll check out like the OOB, the forces, a bit more. This turn was the worst since the start of the initial pockets at the borders, with over 130,000 friendly losses, 2,000 artillery, 700 tanks and nearly 900 planes. And that's before this turn, before I played my turn and lost further planes. The reason for the high losses is the loss of Tallinn and Odessa. I lost 3 divisions in Odessa along with the coastal batteries, and I lost 1 division. Well, I actually haven't lost it yet, so we have another 10,000 or so losses coming next turn from this division that is caught here up here from Tallinn that he pushed out. But and the Axis lost 30,000. You can check this out. My forces on the map are getting smaller. So what happened, as an overview, I lost Tallinn. The Leningrad sector was quiet except for a few battles along the Narva River, where he pushed back smaller naval brigades. No big deal. Oh, he pushed me back from 2 provinces here. The northwestern front sector was entirely quiet, but Smolensk was encircled, and I managed to open up the pocket, but there are still stragglers inside the pocket, semi-pocket, and inside Smolensk that will be surrounded the next turn. His Panzer Corps east of Bryansk attacked towards the east and pushed back a bunch of cavalry and AT brigades. No big harm here, not many routes, and I did 2 counterattack with my strong Bryansk armies from the north here. He semi-encircled Kursk, pushing back more cavalry. I did have a few infantry here, but I wasn't strong enough, so I had to abandon Kursk on my turn and pull back and create another line. He pushed me out of Sumy here, but it was only a militia division, so it was to slow him down, and I succeeded in that. And I created a semi-bulge around Kharkov here, falling back a bit. I'm not falling back that much anymore. I'm going to fight for Kharkov, obviously. Then around Dnepropetrovsk, we lost Dnepropetrovsk, 1 division, and as you can see here, there was a lot of battles and 1 single Russian counterattack towards some Axis miners divisions. And on my turn, I created a new infantry line with tanks in the second line and some skirmishing, repairing, refitting units behind. And my Stalino line is taking shape now with 4 new forts spread out on this line. I was pushed out of the March hex south of Zaporizhia, which I had to abandon after this push here. He came across the river, the minor river here, so that's why I couldn't defend further to the west. Anyways, I managed to do a counterattack against a Romanian unit, and it was a rout, and I was pushed out of position in the Marsh River line here at Kherson. So I had to fall back to the river line. And I lost Odessa, 3 divisions. I had previously evacuated 4 divisions and 1 from Tallinn. So out of 9 besieged port city, I managed to save 5. I guess I'm happy with that, but losing those 4 divisions hurt, along with all the support units from the armies, the headquarters that were in there. So it was very painful turn. And also I lost a lot of airplanes trying to fight this out. I did really mess this up. So enough of the overview, I suppose. Anything exciting here? I think the battle for Smolensk is kind of exciting. This is where I push his tank regiment away. He lost 17 tanks. It was well worth 78 tanks to push him out of that position. So pretty happy with that, since I could only attack from 2 hexes. But this is gonna hurt the next turn. Also very happy about these 2 regimental defender attacks. No routes, of course, but only 1600 losses to 170 with 32 fighters. That's such a great attack. Here I only used a couple of mech and tank divisions, so it only cost me 46 tanks to kill 400 Germans. And 1 Hungarian cavalry brigade, 1 Hungarian motorized brigade, and a regiment from a German light division. I managed to make them retreat. And here I actually had some decent odds and no airplanes lost. So this was a good one. And the best one was the Romanian division here, without any forts, out in the open, that I routed, and it lost 6,500. So this is the best combat so far in the campaign. So I guess it's not all doom and gloom. That's about the combats. Now let's check out the positions. We have a thin line under the coastal army here. So I guess I'm trying to slow down his infantry in this sector here. I didn't scout, so I don't know what's coming here, but it should be infantry. See, when he attacked Tallinn, he used how many divisions? 3 divisions. And now I found a security unit here, so it's gonna be a while for these troops and a lot of artillery to get to the front line. So I guess I delayed him for the price of this division, but you know, 12,000 troops to die. Yeah, I was trying to run along the coastline. Should probably move up some transport planes. Try to resupply them next turn. Yes, as you can see around Novgorod, he has a lot of mechanized and motorized forces. It's a full panzer group. It's not a corps, because it's around 10 or so, unless he moved them out. So what I expect him to do is push through my lines, maybe create some smaller pockets. Hopefully he can't get all the way through and cut off the Leningrad-Moscow railway. Trying to prevent that, but you can't be strong everywhere. And I rail in a couple of reinforcements this turn. So sure, Leningrad front is a strong headquarters, but this pushing unit, the Panzer Corps, is very, very strong, of course. So I'm scared in this area. I am hoping that Leningrad won't get cut off before the mud hits. That is my long-term goal, one of my major goals for the campaign. Maybe I need to check out the Veliki Luki sector here. I actually have 2 divisions in a couple of provinces. That gives me a bit of, and I also have some reserves, 3 cavalry units and 1 infantry division. So actually I feel fairly strong in this, and he's not pushing, he's just building forts here. So maybe I'll do something here. But of course, a lot of units around Smolensk are now in bad shape, very tired and with low combat preparation points. And so, well, I guess I have 1 more division to rail in here, but Yeah, I feel weak. I used to feel very strong in this sector, but this last turn's combat, so I found 2 full panzer divisions and 1 in regimental size. So all in all, I think we only have 3 panzer divisions here only, but it's not a full panzer corps. So hopefully that will help me, you know, prevent an encirclement and a breakthrough. But he's gonna create smaller pockets and push me back in this sector. I fully count on losing Smolensk. All right, I should probably kill this depot. I don't know. Yeah, the Bryansk-Orel sector looks strong because he's now defending with regimental forces here. So even if his panzer corps here, south of Orel, pushes further east, you know, he's kind of in a bulging position where I can attack him in his flank here. So we'll see what happens. The Orel-Kursk line is very weak. There's a lot of units, but it's only cavalry and AT brigades, unfortunately. I got 2 new infantry divisions coming here. The Red Army here is strong, and it's also anchored on a minor river line. So even though it has a full tank division here, motorized, and some cavalry, unless he... Well, I guess now he grabbed Kursk. He got Kursk for free. Maybe he can turn southeast again. I do not want him to outflank Kharkov and come out here in the open fields here. So I have some cavalry coming, but we'll see what he do. The initiative is on the German side still. And my major investment for this turn is making the reserve front an assault headquarters, and I attached way too many units to him because I got overexcited. But I think you gain is a double combat preparation points each turn, and since all the black and gray armies units here are mechanized tanks, so they are attached there, so I want to make them combat prepared faster that way. And the rest of the points I used 1, 2, 3, 4 forts. I hope I have a bit of time to create some stronger positions before his rather tired panzer group here around Dnepropetrovsk arrives at the Stalino position. Long term, of course, holding Moscow and trying to hold Rostov are the strategic goals for any 1941 campaign, at least before hold them until the mud hits. Then if you can hold them in November when it's snow, that's another matter. We have Rokossovsky's 9th Army in a pretty good position here around Melitopol. Not sure where they're gonna go, if they're gonna split up and go some south to Kerch and some run for the east here, but I kind of used him as a bait to see if he sends motorized mobile formations southeast here to cut them off. I'm kind of hoping that this army will pull away efforts from pushing towards Rostov, to be honest. They're anchored on this river line here. After the counterattack, they're in a little bit worse shape, but I don't see a major threat here. I haven't seen a motorized brigade in this area for a long time. I think he moved it up to around here. So I feel fairly safe for encirclements and breakthroughs here. And Odessa was a disaster. I should have pulled out earlier and not lost that many fighters. I'll show you my air force in just a while. Here comes the 11th Army. So next turn they're gonna reach across the river here, and in 2 turns they'll be able to smash into this line, and then they're gonna have to push through all these forts. Let's see if we can prevent them from entering the Kerch Peninsula. That's gonna be around 7 turns. That's gonna be a heck of a hard mission, but I'm hoping for it. I deployed a couple of NKVD regiments and rifle brigades, so I can add them to strong divisions in these very limited frontage positions here. Hoping that will help a bit. For next turn, I think I will upgrade a leader in these key positions here, because all these green units, they have very bad leadership. Green means inexperienced. Green. All right, so that's for the front. Now, the fun part. I've been very wasteful with my aircraft. Look at these losses. It should be around 9. It says 900 when you read the news for the turn. But if you check total aircraft, I'm not losing that many, and the Axis are actually losing as well. So I guess my new production kind of outpaces the losses. Not 900 per turn though. That's not gonna happen. Even though my on-map, no, here. Even though my on-map formations are getting weaker, faster than the Axis, I'm actually gaining in total. I don't know if this is because when you get some reinforcement to the off-map boxes, theater boxes, or how this works. I've lost a lot of guns in the sieges. I am losing some tanks, but I like the Axis are losing a bit of tanks as well. But this is horrible. This is the worst problem. I was so wasteful in these beginning turns. Very inexperienced with airplanes. So I do have a lot of aircraft that they're all in the pool or in the theater boxes. So. And of course my manpower pool is about static here, around 155,000. The reserve is almost empty now. Well, 300,000. Some tanks, almost 5,000 airplanes, a couple of thousand artillery. Okay. But I don't have a lot of infantry left. So basically my army now is what you see is what I got. And if I keep losing over 100,000, my army is not going to get stronger. And with, I'm fairly sure we're going to see more encirclements this turn with the strong at the front. For example, the Leningrad, I didn't show you that, but they have green fuel. Even dark green fuel, so that's scary. The Smolensk tanks are not in that good shape. They are in orange, and I think the Orel tanks are pretty bad on fuel. Well, you can only see one. Here you have some green tanks, so they're not at the end of their supply lines yet, of course. Maybe the most tired would be around here because all the battles. Look how many battles there were. I'm fairly happy with the front line right now. Could be better, but it could be worse. My main concern now is probably the Air Force, to be honest. I feel like I've forgotten to mention a couple of things. I'm not quite finished with this turn. I just decided to do the video overview before I forgot to and finish the turn. So I'd love to hear any comments that you have. What would be the main concern at this stage with end of August? Reserves are running out. Air Force is banged up. But a lot of it is sitting in the reserve pool, refitting, preparing. Oh yeah, this is probably what I forgot to show you. Best case, we see this low pressure front up here over the North Sea. Hit, we have this light rain over here in Siberia, and Finland is actually covered in heavy rain. We have brown is clear. So hopefully Leningrad front will be covered by rain next turn, and maybe we can have some light mud or something up here. So I'm hoping for worse weather early in this sector here. Thanks, like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow this series, and hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.